Hi, I just got back from Edinburgh. Let me show you what I got up to. As I mentioned in my previous short video, I met a really nice person on the train and had a really fun journey up. I got there in the evening, and on the next day, me and my cousin took a road trip all the way to Glen Coe. I knew this was going to be a really interesting experience for me because whenever I go to some sort of mountainous area or go hiking or something like that, I always have this attitude of, oh, if you don't climb the highest peak or find the best view, then that's going to be a trip wasted. And I know it's a really bad attitude and it's something that I'm trying to work on. So this time, and especially with the fatigue symptoms that I have at the moment, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do these big hikes because I looked them up and they were like 4 to 6 hours, and that just wasn't going to be possible for me. So I went knowing that this was going to be a good lesson for me, and to see, right, how can I reframe my mindset to a place where I can do what is manageable for me in this moment and still have a good time. And when we got there, it was a bit of a moot point anyway, because we didn't realise, but there was so much snow and ice that it was impossible to walk anywhere really unless you had crampons and ice picks. So we sort of went past the mountainous area to this woodland area called Ballacoolish and went to the Brecklet Trail. And it wasn't exactly what we were looking for, so then we went and had lunch in the mountains, which was an incredible scenery. Like, it's hard to explain, but the atmosphere in that place, even though it was freezing cold, it just felt lighter. I've always said that I wanted to either live by the beach or the mountains or in the forest, just anywhere in nature really. And this was such a peaceful and relaxing environment. It was so nice just to be there, even though we didn't do too much. So it was worth the long 2-hour and 40-minute drive. The next day I couldn't really do too much because I was so exhausted from getting the train up and because of the day trip going to Glen Coe. So we just sort of had a little walk around my cousin's local area of Edinburgh, and I got enticed by this particular shop owned by the Edinburgh Honey Company. Needless to say, I went in and I was in honey heaven, and I just wanted to buy everything in there. I did come away with 4 things, even though I said I was only going to buy 1. And it is quite expensive, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying it regularly, but as a gift, and this was like a gift to myself really, you can't really go wrong. I think it's good to actually go there rather than buy online, because it genuinely felt like a personalised experience just for me. We went in and had a look at all these different types of honey. I found the ones that I thought were ones that I would like. The sales assistant would allowed us to try everything, and I picked the ones that I liked and left the ones that I didn't want. And my cousin was like the devil on my shoulder. I was saying to myself, oh, which 2 should I get? And he was going, oh, you'll regret it if you don't get all the ones that you want. So in the end, I ended up buying 4. I was really struggling with my energy by the 3rd day because I just couldn't catch up, and the tiredness was compounding. So we just did something fairly minor, and we went to a couple of different areas of Edinburgh, went up, I think it's Carlton Hill, which gave really nice views of Edinburgh. And on the final day before I left, we went to Portobello and went to the beach, which was lovely. And I had my first ever experience of flying a kite, which was nice. It was a lovely experience to go to the beach and spend time with my cousin and his wife and daughter. So yeah, I had a really nice time, even though I did struggle with my energy levels throughout the trip. And there are a few little food bits that I wanted to talk about, because me and my cousin, we do share a love of food. So whenever I go up, he shows me all these different restaurants. The first one was called Matto Pizza. It was really nice, fairly standard flavours, but I ate a whole pizza to myself and felt very full, but at the same time didn't feel like I had a heavy stomach. So I'm not sure how they did it, but it felt like really good quality ingredients and didn't make me feel sluggish or anything. So that was really nice. He also took me to this place called Pablo Eggs Go Bao, which is a takeaway breakfast sandwich shop. But instead of bread or a muffin, they do the sandwich in a bao bun, and they have this sort of sweet and spicy sriracha style sauce that they put on the sandwiches, and that was a weird combination, but one that really worked, and I very much liked that. And the final thing was that I tried Filipino food for the first time, which was absolutely incredible. I had something called pork adobo from a place called Peter's Food Kitchen, and it's very unassuming. You wouldn't go, when we went there, I was like, do we really want to go here? It didn't look particularly appetizing or anything, but it was very unassuming. The waitering staff were really nice, and all of the Filipino menu items had grandma's, the names on there had grandma's such and such, and it turns out that all of these items were the owner's grandma's recipe. And it was a really nice and friendly family restaurant, and the curry that I got was very, it looked like a homemade curry that my mum would make, but it tasted completely different. I've never tried Filipino food before, and I will definitely be trying it again because it was incredible, and I'm so glad that we went there. And then that was about it. I was on my way home the next day. So yeah, that was a bit of a recap of my trip to Edinburgh. A few lessons learned and some really nice experiences had, and that's about it. Thanks for watching.